Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy NerdMode, and I'll be doing a gameplay commentary over some Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Everything just kind of seemed to work out in my favor especially, and I am going to be taking up the rear on this one. I'm going to be playing a little bit more defensive. I'm going to be trying to lock down the regions and the spawn points and try to hopefully capitalize on the opposition's aggression. And I figure that's a good way. I mean, if they're going to be aggressive, it doesn't make a lot of sense to go head and head and hope for the best, considering that Call of Duty is all about, you know, a few characteristics. It's more or less about using tactics or cheap tactics, depending on how you want to place that into an effect, by using drop shots, jump shots, and, you know, having different accessories on your controller. You guys know what I'm talking about. But the fundamentals of Call of Duty are also connection-based, especially. That's something that a lot of people have speculated and commented on, but it's more or less on a realistic fact standpoint, and we've all been on the receiving end of the ass whooping. It's not very fun, and it's usually not a very pleasuresome experience. But anyway, guys, I'm not here to talk about Call of Duty's fundamental activities in which they go about creating their games and stuff like that. We are going to bypass that technologically advanced part of Call of Duty and the I guess construction of it. But I really want to talk today with you guys, and I want to answer a question that I got in the comments. I've actually done a video similar to this before, but again, it's been a long time, and it's always good to refresh on a couple of the characteristics and the main fundamentals of the old videos that I used to do. And, you know, I wasn't great at commentaries, believe it or not. It just takes a lot of skill and a lot of, you know, preparation to make a good video, I guess, in a sense, but it's something that I guess you pick up with after doing so many of them. I'm definitely not the best, and don't take that as in a statement that I'm, you know, proclaiming that I am just amazing at commentaries. No, it's just talking into a microphone, but it does, in a sense, take a little bit more of a, I guess, skill to really do it. But anyway, we're going to jump right into the main gist of it. I want to talk about how I created my channel and why I chose the name. The name is actually something, if I could go back, I would totally change it, because, you know, I guess I'm pretty lucky that I have all the social media, you know, hangings for all of it. You know, I have all the names pretty much picked, and I have most of them, and everything just kind of seems, I mean, I'm not much of a Tumblr guy and a Vine or whatever the hell that is. Yeah, I probably will never do that, but I do have the Twitter one, and it does work to a certain degree. I've made it work, so that's always a benefit. I have had a fan page on Facebook, and I'm working to revamp that and revitalize and basically give it new life. But, you know, I'm pretty lucky in the aspect that my name is creative in a sense, but it's also not very good. It's not the best name that it could have been. It doesn't really showcase gaming at all, and there's really no huge story behind it. But I guess I will spend the opportunity and the ability to talk today with you guys about why I chose it, and just really what made me, I guess, kind of make it that name. So, if you guys are unfamiliar with, my name is Andrew. Many of you guys address me by Troy because I think you guys assume that my name is Troy. Actually, it's not, it's Andrew, but, you know, that's just something, I guess, to pass on to you guys. And I imagine with time it'll become more of a thing where I'll be called Troy a lot more, but that's to be expected. So, nope, my name is not Troy, but my dad's name actually is Troy, and that's kind of where that came into play. Why I had 3 9s before and after, I have no idea. If I'm correctly remember right, I want to say that's the recommended name that YouTube gave. At the time, they were given, like, recommended names, so, like, if you had, you know, Sir Snipes in there, but that was already taken, they might add a couple of numbers or something like that before and after it to try to hopefully give you the best possibility for obtaining a name that you kind of want, but you don't really want all the numbers, but they were hoping that you would choose that anyway. And I was one of the guinea pigs that was like, oh yeah, I'll take that, sounds good enough. And long and behold, that is why my name is that. There's really no background story, you know, there's really no huge awesome story to why it is, and again, if I could change it, I definitely would, but I guess I'm pretty privileged in the ability to uphold all my social media sites onto one centralized name, and I don't exactly have to write like official before it or try to explain and, you know, try to, I guess, capitalize on the gain by trying to explain in a logical sense that I am the actual holder of the account. So, I guess that's a benefit. What I'm trying to say by there, sometimes you'll see on YouTube, you'll have like official Xbox, you know, that'll be like the name that they use or something like that, because it's trying to give the assumption or the notification to the audience that, you know, that's the official one, that's the real one, stuff like that. So I guess I'm fairly lucky in that sense that I don't have to use the official word before it or all that weird stuff that you guys commonly see with social media hangers and clippings and all that fun stuff. But yeah, if I could change it, I would have no idea what I would want to change it to. You know, it's so difficult nowadays, and a lot of the names that you see on YouTube, they really don't really refer to the actual gaming scene. You know, you can really use anybody in that sense. A lot of the main guys, the bigger guys, well, their names have nothing to do with gaming. They're pretty much just names that have grown accustomed to the audience. And with time, obviously, good things happen to those who wait. You know, I imagine it'll be the same circumstance for me, but for the time being, that is what my name will impose upon. That's what I will try to suggest to you guys. But anyway, guys, I'm just curious. You know, how did you guys pick your name? Was it something that you created by yourself, or did you get the help system by, you know, Google or I guess YouTube at the sense, but they're both like linked in one way or another. But you know, when you picked your name, did you guys get the name that you wanted, or did you unfortunately have to add some numbers and some weird text to it to try to fool the online service and hopefully try to snatch that name up? But I guess I'm just curious to see what you guys will say, because I imagine it'll be interesting, needless to say the least. But it's always a interesting conversation to uphold, especially with an audience, because most of you guys are very active and I appreciate that. But that's really about it. I mean, what did I create my channel for? And I've talked about this many times. But I didn't really want it for the fame, the fortune, any of that crap. I didn't really care for that. I would not be doing YouTube if that was something I was interested in, because I would have lost the inspiration to keep doing it. And the inspiration that I continue to make videos is because I like the audience, I like the community, and I think it's a good opportunity. And I know that's something that people abuse in a sense. They just say that to cover up their main morals, but no, I really enjoy playing with subscribers. I've always wanted a baseline of people to play with because I've never had that luxury. I've never been, I guess, outgoing in the real life sense. But, you know, it's the internet, so I guess you can be who you want to be in a sense. I mean, that can be a positive and or a negative. We've both seen both circumstances on the social media sites that we uphold. But more or less, I just always wanted to have a baseline to be like, hey, I'm playing Black Ops 2. Anybody want to play? Or any title for that matter. And, it's always interesting. It's always a lot of fun to play with you guys, because most of you are really good. Most of you are either, you know, super good in the kill death sense, or you're really good about jumping on the objective, or anything of the medium boundaries there. And I always appreciate that, because it's a lot of fun to play, you know, video games with people that are good. It's different than playing with randoms, because you guys know how the randoms are. They're interesting. Needless to say the least, they're never really something where you're like, oh, that guy's really good. You usually don't get those kind of players. And if you play with people that are on a standardized, you know, viewpoint, everybody looks at the objective and goes, hey, that's kind of a priority, it's a lot more fun. And I like to implement you guys into the channel. Maybe you see your gamer tag from time to time in a video, or, you know, I've done dual comms with people that I've come into contact with through YouTube, and it's a lot of fun. And none of it would be possible without you guys watching the videos. So that is always the fun part of doing YouTube. There's always a pro and con to everything, but I try to take everything with a grain of salt and just continually produce the best videos that I can for you guys. So anyway, I guess that's to answer that quick question. You know, it wasn't something that needed to take 8 minutes of commentary, but it was a lot of fun, and I really wanted to discuss it because it has been a while since I've talked about why I chose my name. It's not something that I think people were probably expecting. It doesn't have this, you know, nostalgic background story to it, but it's just a name that hopefully with time people will become accustomed to. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave the commentary. I'll see you guys in the next installment. This is NMO, and I'll be signing out, guys. Peace.